So as expected, when you go on a huge rip-roaring run, there are bound to be pullbacks that happen just as fast as you move up. Okay, this isn't the bull market or anything like that, even though some people think it is. And this really kind of verifies that. On the bull market, when you go on these rip-roaring runs, there's not really much pullback that happens. Some happens, but there's still so much momentum that you continue to create newer highs. Obviously, ADA actually went down and essentially erased about 50% of these gains that we saw. Now, the great thing that we've seen in the charts here is actually we've leveled out at about that 32-cent range and we're working our way back up. We are starting to flip over a little bit. So there's a few things that could play out here. You know, it's possible we could start to go through a kind of a three-wave correction. If you guys haven't seen what that looks like, this is what we may in fact see on the charts. We may be kind of on that second part of the three leg before we go back down and test this 30.5-cent level that I've talked about. Very strong level of support that we've seen in the past in terms of ADA. But there's something interesting that's playing out on some of the other indicators as well. You can see down here on the bottom, actually the MACD is starting to flip to the bullish side. We may have started this bullish momentum flipping us further to the upside here. Okay, we're seeing this on the 1 hour. We're seeing this on the daily chart as well. It's very much bullish on this MACD line down here. Again, we're still above the signal line there on the daily. I mean, we're still holding this long-term trend, which is a great sign. So in fact, instead of a three-wave correction, we might actually be on the third leg of this 5-wave. Okay, what we may see in terms of that. Bear with me, guys. I haven't used these layers much before, so try to get used to that. Oh, I just erased it. Okay, so on this 5-wave, we may actually see further movement to the upside. We may break a little bit past this high that we just set here within the last 48 hours. We may go up and try to test, about 39.40 cents before pulling back to this 36-cent level, test that for support before we start to make our way towards 40 to 42. As always, this is not financial advice. There's no guarantees. And there's always the possibility we could be range bound. We could essentially get stuck somewhere in this ascending channel that we've formed since the early part of June. That's where I'd like us to be honest with you. I'd rather see this long, stable price accumulation or price appreciation, because that is a lot more sustainable. When you go through, again, these rip-roaring runs, the chance that you pull back would be very high. We'd need some very bullish macro factors surrounding the market. We need BTC to try to probably push 35K. And that stuff is possible. Don't get me wrong. That stuff can happen at this time, but you got to remember where we're at in the market, right? BTC had trouble again with about 32K, and it's having trouble making much ground here. I think what we really need to see is the economy begin to recover. We need to see another period of no rate hikes when it comes to the Fed. Obviously, we have the possibility for that later this month. Some of the macro factors we've received, like the CPI report and the jobs report, they've been a little bit more towards what the Fed is wanting to see. So there's always that possibility. But again, like I talked about yesterday, all kind of bets are off in terms of price here. We've seen kind of what we needed to see as far as a pullback goes. So it's possible we could go back up and test these lines at this time, though. If you guys know me, if you're familiar with my, trading, I'm not chasing green candles. I'm just kind of sitting back. I'm waiting. I'm hoping for a correction to this 30.5-cent level. For example, if I'm continuing to add to my bag, that's probably where I'm doing it. As always, this is not financial advice. This is not an indicator or anything like that. But let me know your thoughts. Let me know where you think we're going to settle in. I wholeheartedly believe that we're not going to get any more ADA in the teens. I don't think it's going to happen. I've had people ask that. I think this, you can see how much the market wants to run. You can see how much bullish energy is behind what is in the charts right now. And frankly, even a pullback below this ascending channel that we're in right now, pullback to 25, 26 cents, it's getting very unlikely the further we get into this bullish momentum to close the year. So I appreciate you guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Show your support below, and I hope to catch you guys in the next one. Take care.